So we're now joined by the new PLPA President, Zach Currier. Zach, quite the time to take over this role with the PLPA, but congratulations to you. Players' perspective, when you look to starting in April, what do you think of?
I think it's definitely different than anything we've had in the past. Box lacrosse is typically a winter sport, so playing in the summer will be different, but I'm excited that we actually have a plan in place and are ready to go come the spring.
Talk about some of the conversations that you at the PLPA had with the league in terms of possible scenarios to start, because I think you go back to March when everything was shut down. To say that you weren't going to play an NLL game for an entire calendar year would seem insane, but now you look at April and everybody's just kind of crossing your fingers that it works out. What are some of the scenarios that have been put in play, and how do you develop and end up on April?
The NLL and the PLPA have been in talks. We're considering everything. Any plan is a good plan. Any solution that we have to this problem is going to be welcomed. And like you said, it was crazy to think that we weren't going to play an NLL game for an entire calendar year, but we are hoping that April is the time that we get back up and running. And that date is just what our health officials have advised us the best time for us to be able to continue safely and possibly have fans in the stands as well, because we do enjoy having our fans there, and it's a big source of revenue for our league.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought up the fans, because we had a chance to talk with Nick Sikevich, the commissioner, and he said, look, I don't know if we can play games without fans because of, obviously everybody wants them for the atmosphere, but it's such a big part of revenue. And that's important for you guys as players too, because that's how the salaries eventually go up and everything works out for you, right?
Yeah, of course. Ticket sales are the driving factor in our league, and we want to grow our fan base, and we want to make sure that every arena is as full as possible given the safety of our fans. So if we can have all of our fans there safely, it would be great. But if not, we're going to listen to our health officials and come with a plan that works for everybody.
You mentioned that the NLL, typically a winter sport, you start sometime end of November, early December, you run through the kind of Memorial Day type time frame, maybe early June. But one of the big things that has been fixed, at least over the last year or two, has been the crossover with the outdoor season professionally. The NLL, if you start in April, there's going to be a big crossover, most likely with either the PLL or the MLL, whichever players are playing in for next summer. What is the feeling around your group of players of that crossover, and how it could possibly work to try to play both at the same time?
So this is very new for our players, obviously. The announcement just came out, I think it was yesterday. So they've realized that there is going to be an overlap, and our leagues are in constant communication with both the PLL and the MLL. And we're going to try to work something out where players can play in as many games as they can, whether that's all in the NLL, all in the PLL, maybe a bit of both, maybe a bit of NLL and MLL. We're not too sure what it looks like, but we are considering all options at this point, and we're hoping that we can get something that works for all three leagues, because lacrosse is growing and we want to be able to accommodate that for all of our players as well.
So it's something that, in terms of your talks with the NLL commissioner, you guys feel pretty confident that if the schedule works out and say somebody's got a Friday NLL game and a Saturday or Sunday MLL or PLL game, that you guys could find a way to make that work?
We're hoping so. There's obviously some logistics behind that in terms of player contracts and all that kind of stuff, but we're going to try to welcome all options, and hopefully we find a solution that works for everybody, myself included. I play in both leagues, so it'd be nice to be able to make as many games as possible, but it's a very fluid situation, and all we can do is remain in constant communication with both leagues and try to make something that works for everybody.
Before we let you go, I mean, at least you had a chance to play in the PLL bubble, but I'm assuming that you have to be itching to get back in there indoors and play with your Roughnecks team. What's this stretch been like for you, not having just having that NLL season cut short, and now it's like, see you guys in a year, and maybe we try to pick up where we left off?
Yeah, it's a very interesting scenario, but I am so pumped to get back together with my teammates. I'm still going to dub the Calgary Roughnecks champs until someone knocks us off. So we got to defend our title here in 2021.
You just got an extra year of being the defending champs, right?
Exactly.
Zach, we appreciate the time, and good luck as you continue to try to navigate the uncharted waters. We really can't wait to see you guys back on the floor. Thanks.
Thank you. Appreciate it.